Hello, welcome back. In this video, I'm sharing what I channeled around Tom Hanks per my guides. I do have a list of things to channel based on comments from you and requests, and this was one that my guides asked me to share. I'll preface by saying this is completely void of my opinion or judgment. I will share that growing up, I watched a lot of Tom Hanks movies and loved his movies. So what I channeled might be surprising to some, might not be surprising to all, here we go. So what my guide shared with me is, and you can check out more of this content on in my other videos, but Tom Hanks, just like many others in Hollywood, are under contracts to rise to fame and fortune. It's not an accident that he rose to fame and fortune. He signed contracts early on in his career. I have a very long series of Oprah on this channel that I talk more about this concept and how it's impacted her, if you want to check that out. He went into contracts early on, and the way they're showing this to me is that at a very young age, certain things caught his eye, young people caught his eye, and the people in charge of contracts, the way they're showing this to me is they would say, "Oh, you interested in that? Is that something you'd want to look into?" And they highly encouraged, and like many others, blurred the lines with what's moral and what's not moral, and they did take advantage of a young mind and purposely smeared the lines, like I said, between moral and what was moral, and encouraged activities and things that we would not consider moral, we would not consider okay. And it got to the point where he just it became part of his life, and it's like what they're showing me is that the people in this circle, right, not only other people like him who rose to fame and fortune through these contracts, but also the people above him who are responsible for these contracts, and the people who have created Hollywood and are running Hollywood as a business to pull our attention away from connecting to our inner selves and creating the life we want. They're pulling our attention away into Hollywood with distraction. These people who are in control of all of this, they were encouraging, I guess, their nefarious behavior. And it got to the point where it just became his life. And what they're saying is that he did leave for a while. They did exit him out of the country for a little while, and he wasn't the only one. But for some reason, he was. There was some how do I say it, like, questions about him. And so he was kind of a hot topic a few years ago, and so they moved him out of the country for a little bit, and with the promises of you're totally fine, you're gonna be fine, and when you come back, like, everything will come back and everything will be settled. It'll be a new distraction. We'll create more distractions, and it'll all be forgotten. And he's back, and he's living his life like he always has been. But what they did say is, they're reminding me here, is that there is some mind control stuff, not like he's plugged into a machine, but again, just this hard manipulation of reality. And also they said there's some mind disease. And what they mean by that is, for the majority of his life, he has been told that these things are okay, right? Like fraternizing, they're saying. I think that's the right word, with young people, that it's natural, everybody does it, right? And so it's created this disease of the mind where he believes it himself, and they've taken advantage of him. Now, I'm not making excuses for him, because I've also channeled around other Hollywood people like Oprah, which again, you can go watch in those other videos. And it's like this catch-22 where they're doing the various things, but they feel stuck. They feel stuck, like they can't get out. And they have, a lot of these people in Hollywood have soul contracts to engage in these things and then wake up from the inside. What they're showing me right now is, like, many people, I'm not sure if Tom Hanks is one of them. I didn't channel his soul contract, but I did channel Oprah's. I channeled Ashton's and Mila's in my last video. or one of the last videos. But we all have soul contracts. We all come here to do certain things, right? And for ourselves and for the planet. And there's a lot of people who soul contracted into Hollywood for fame and fortune. And while we're in the middle of this collapse of global systems and structures that don't benefit the many, they only benefit the few, they have a contract to wake up during this time over next maybe 5-10 years, and there's been a few years coming, where they're starting to question if their reality and what they believe is real. They're starting to feel crazy, some of them, like, oh my God, this doesn't feel right anymore. So they have contracts to wake up, and I'm trying to explain what they're showing me. It's like create cracks from the inside. And this is happening not just in Hollywood, it's happening in Western medicine, it's happening in education, it's happening in political structures, the military. People are waking up per their soul contract to start creating fractures in the systems from the inside. So they're saying, and I said this in I think in my last video, go into this a little more, the recommendations that my guides are sharing, these beings who are here to help us on the planet. They're saying that in conjunction with these people waking up, and we are all going through an awakening. I woke up a few years ago myself and started channeling out of the blue. Some of you might be awake that are watching this, some of you might not, meaning waking up to what's really going on here, that the reality that we've been told is real was created and manufactured for control, that we don't have to participate in it. We can pull the plug, pull the power, no longer support Hollywood, like the award shows, no longer follow, who cares what the celebrities are doing? That means nothing for us, right? Don't buy products just because celebrities are supporting them. Watch the consumerism habits that you have. Start questioning your beliefs, right? Start questioning why you believe what you believe. The more we pull our power away, turn off the media. It's all orchestrated. It's not real. Like some of these things that they might show in the media are real, but they purposely suppress the things that are going to wake us up, and they only push things to us that create fear, because fear keeps us disconnected from our truth. Okay, so there's people out here outside of Hollywood and politics, etc., waking up on their own. I'm one of them. I woke a few years ago. It's quite the shock. And there's people within these systems that have soul contracts to wake up to help with the dismantling. So you're going to see this a lot more over the next few years, a lot more chaos, a lot more Hollywood's continuing to fall. And that is thanks to all of us who choose to say, I'm no longer participating in creating Hollywood through me giving my attention to it. And you can do that with any system and structure that is no longer serving you, that you feel is taking and not giving. We are moving out of those systems into a more harmonious way of living. It's going to take some time, but we're all here for it in our own way. If you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear them below. Of things you want me to channel, questions you have about this video, I would love to channel answers. I know none of this stuff myself. This is all completely void of judgment and opinion. It's all things that I've channeled. And even though everything I'm sharing is complete 100% channeled, I have to say that this is for fun and entertainment. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.